Yo guys, I have two replays for you that I got on my alt. Pretty decent battles against guys that are like near the 1900s, like 1890 and then 1900 or whatever. So yeah, let's get into this battle first. I just had, he's on this side. He leads off his Pythagoras, I look for my Zapdos. I'm gonna go for the Toxic because he's not gonna switch his Empoleon in, and I want to get residual damage on anything he does. He goes into his Claydol, so I go to my own Claydol to take the predicted Toxic or Stealth Rock. Now here, because he has Toxic, I know he doesn't have Ice Beam, so I'm going to go into my Crobat, predicting him to go for a Stealth Rock, because I don't have a Spin Blocker, there's no point in me getting my rocks up and just racking Toxic damage. So I'm going to U-turn on out as he goes into his Pythagoras, and this is my choice banded Crobat. And I'm going to go right into my Kingdra. Here I'm just going to go for the safe Surf to see what his initial switch in is, because he has two special walls, Empoleon and Snorlax. Looking at the damage, it's definitely a max special defense, or near max special defense. Snorlax, and because of that, I know his opponent is now offensive because he didn't switch it in because that's a perfect counter to Kingdra. So he goes for the Body Slam as I switch in my Claydol. Here I get my rocks up because now I know he's gonna switch into his Pythagoras, predicting the Rapid Spin. So he goes for the Shadow Ball on my Zapdos and does like ass damage. So then here, I believe I go for the Roost. No reason not to. Yep, because his Claydol's coming in, it's pretty obvious. Now, here, let's see here. I switch into my Crobat because I know, like I said, he either has to go for the Toxic or the Rapid Spin, and Crobat can take either. So here I'm just going to U-turn on out again because the switch into Pythagoras is very, very obvious, and that Stealth Rock damage is very important. So I go back to my Kingdra, and here, even though I want to click Hydro Pump, I double switch into my Arcanine, predicting him to go into his Snorlax, and I'm actually bluffing that I have the close combat. I actually have Morning Sun, Crunch, Extreme Speed, and Flare Blitz. So here I go for the Flare Blitz, and it does like it does half to this physically defensive Pythagoras, which is pretty awesome. And I'm actually considering not putting. I put close combat over Crunch just because it's more useful for against like Umbreon and stuff. So I go for the Flare Blitz again. I really should have gone for the Crunch, but I really wanted to just hit his Empoleon if it came in really hard. So he goes for the Drain Punch with his main shower, then switch into my Zapdos, and here I'm just going to Roost up. There's really no reason not to. And then, oh no, I'll go for the Toxic, predicting him to switch because, he has to switch out now. I'm going to Roost up, I believe. Yep, because this is my physically defensive Zapdos, and yeah. And Stealth Rocks are really hampering me because I have three things weak to rocks, and my spinner is the Claydol. So I go to my Kingdra, predicting him to go for the rest, but instead he goes for the Curse, which is pretty interesting. So then here I do believe I just click Surf. Yep, even though I wanted to click Hydro Pump, which probably wouldn't have taken him out, so I just went for the Surf anyway. He goes for the rest here, so then now I go into my Claydol, and then he sleeps, and I'm just gonna, go for the Earthquake, predicting his Pythagoras to come in, and it does get taken out. And I know because now Claydol's in here, it baits him to go into his Honchkrow, but I know that after Stealth Rock damage, Zapdos can take 2 Brave Birds after leftovers. So yeah, he goes for the Brave Bird, it only does like 29%, but so yeah, I just Roost up, because there's no reason not to. As he switches into his main Shao, which is a questionable play, he really should have gone to Snorlax or Empoleon. So here goes for the Stone Edge, but I go for the Roost, so it wouldn't have mattered because it does like 53% max. And I was gonna go for, had he hit that one, I would have just roosted him out. But here I just decided to go for the Discharge. I get the Paras and I take him out. Here he goes into his Empoleon. I'm just gonna go right for the Discharge, hoping I can get a Para and then like a full Para, but none of the situations happen. And he goes for the Ice Beam. And then here I was just sacking my I wanted to see. I was thinking he was gonna go for the Ice Beam again, so I go for the Roost, and then so I have a little bit more HP. So after that, he only has there's a chance he could not knock me out. So here he goes for the Superpower. I guess that was a misclick, and I just Roost up, and then from here he knows it's game because I would have just taken him out, and then I can bring in my main Shao, and then just win with high jump kicks, stuff like that, rapid spin. Yep, all of that. So here I got another battle against Dung. I'm gonna go from Rotom-H. He goes for the Volt Switch. He outspeeds me, so that means he's Scarfed or he's timid. As I go for the HP Ice or HP Grass, trying to bluff that I have the HP Ice. But here I go for the Trick. So Snorlax thinks he's safe. He goes for the Body Slam. He now gets the Flame Orb, which is great for me. So now I'm gonna Volt Switch on out of there because this thing's basically meant to cripple Snorlax, Umbreon, that kind of stuff. I go to my Claydol because I realize his spinner is him on top, so rocks will help me out because I want to put a hamper onto his Chandelure. So he sleep talks a whirlwind and whirls me out into my Rotom-H, and then here I get out. I go for the Volt Switch, go to my Suicune because I can take a hit, and then he whirlwinds me again. So I go to my Rotom-H again, so I'm just gonna Volt Switch on out of there. He goes into his Hitmontop, which is fine by me. So then here, I'm gonna go to my Raikou because I think I can 2-hit KO it easy. So I'm gonna go right for the Thunderbolt, not predicting anything. I'm just gonna go for the Thunderbolt. It does a nice, 23%, and because he's not getting lefties, I will be able to, 3-hit KO him. I just Thunderbolt again. Luckily he doesn't get any paros, which is really unfortunate for him. So yeah, he dies. He goes into his Rotom-Mo, and here I thought, is he scarfed? I thought, he was scarfed or whatever, but in either case, I can't take him out. He goes for the Leaf Storm, and I thought at this point in the battle, he was Specs. So here I just Volt Switch on out because the switch to Chandelure is really, really obvious. And then here I go into my Raikou because I know if he's scarfed, he can't Okome with anything unless it's Overheat. But he goes for the Fire Blast, and I just knock him out with Thunderbolt. I was honestly thinking he'd be Specs and his Rotom would be Scarfed because they kind of work better. So here, I'm going to go into my Virizion because I resist Dual Stab. I have very high special defense. And then now here, I believe I double switch into my Rotom-H, predicting actually his Quillfish or Bronzong to come in to take my close combat. That was inevitable. So here I'm just going to click Overheat, and it does take a Hitmontop, which is excellent for me. And then he just forfeits. So yeah, those are a couple of good battles. So yeah, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.